Sailing Seawitch, and I'm here at Jefferson Beach Marina. That time of year again. Fish fly season. Fun. One quick thing I wanted to talk about before we got into today's reading is these readings that I'm doing are extremely general readings. They are for anyone who needs them, so they may not necessarily apply to you specifically at the moment. But just keep that in mind when you're going through the readings. So if I do a reading and it's just kind of that doesn't really vibe with me, it's because it's not meant for you. If you want a personal reading, you can always contact me at the Sailing Seawitch on Instagram. You can DM me. And I will post my email too, so that way you can email me if you want to email me, if that's easier. So without further ado, let's get to today's reading. It's a gloomy, gloomy Sunday here at the marina, by the way. But the winds are decent. Okay, let's get started. Now, I brought my mermaid box. I've been keeping my cards in here, the cards that I use daily at my house for a long time, but I decided that they'd probably be better served here on the boat. Mind you, this is only 2 out of like 7 decks that I own. Today we will be working with, this is selenite, by the way. Today we'll be working with a Greek mythology deck. I don't remember who this deck is by. I apologize. And also, we'll be working with the Spirit Cats. It's an inspirational oracle deck. It's phenomenal and I love it. It's so much fun. It's by, what's her name? Nicole Piar? I think that's it. If I'm pronouncing your name wrong, I'm so sorry. And you can find her on Instagram at ghostkittenart or spiritcatsdeck.com. Here, I'll show you her info. See? Right there. Yep. She's amazing. She's got awesome email series. You should check her out. Totally worth it. And I have a bunch of bits and bobs in here. I keep some Palo Santo, which I almost never burn. My selenite, my amazonite, because this is the most calming stone I've ever found. Ever. I love it. It's great for my anxiety. And then I have a bunch of rose quartz because I'm a quartz hoarder of all sorts. I have a piece of carnelian, some citrine. I like rainbows, so crystals. Just straight up crystal. Polished sodalite. I also keep sodalite in my car. And then hematite. And then my nifty Spirit Cats coin that came with the Spirit Cats deck. A lighter. And my little worry doll. I've had him for decades now, and I talk to him whenever I have problems that I feel like I can't talk to humans about. It helps, it does. Also with me, I keep a journal, and obviously something to write with. I keep track of all of my readings. It doesn't matter if I do a private reading, a personal reading, a general reading. If I just pull a single card, I always journal it, because that way I can go back and look at it and be like, that's what that meant. It's just nice to have on hand. So let's get started. Now, I clean my cards energetically before every reading, and I know sometimes I don't post that I do that. Sometimes I prep all the cards if I'm short on time, because I get tongue-tied when I do videos, and you would not believe. Maybe I should post the outtakes because they're hilarious. My middle child sits there and laughs at me constantly while I'm editing because of the faces and noises and sounds that come out of my camera. So let's see what we've got going on for the week of June 9th. And yeah, 2019. Just in case, you know, you're watching this in 2015. Or 2015? Oh my god. That's one of those faces. 2025. That's where I was trying to go with that. I did bring a pendulum today, so I'll do a pendulum reading. So you'll get to see how fun that is.
I can't forget the day we met. Your eyes so blue, me piercing through. I can't forget the day we met. Your smile so bright, it made me swoon. Our love is like a summer's day, hot and endless in a magic way. Whenever I see you, all I can think is my summer love. Been waiting for you, my love. My summer love. Been waiting for you, my love. I can't forget the day we met. You looked so fly in your red Corvette. Your hair, your look, your everything. When I see it all, I knew that you were mine. I'm in love with your hair, your lips, your silhouette in the moonlight shine. With my love you won't ever be alone. My summer love, been waiting for you, my love. Completely a fool, been waiting for you, my love. Head over heels, I'm blinded by what I feel. My love is forever yours.
Now we have this star, and actually all these cards came up reversed today. So we have the star, the Empress, and the Five of Wands. Oops. There we go. Five of Wands. This week's cards are following last week's cards, for sure. No doubt in my mind. If you remember last week, we talked about an abrupt ending, a painful upheaval, your limiting beliefs, things like that. Now, this week, the Star card is talking about a lack of faith. So after everything you went through last week, or anything coming up this week that you feel, you're doubting yourself. You're relying too much on the opinions of others, or others to take care of you. That's what those two cards kind of mean together. And then you have the Five of Wands, which is warning you about your inner conflict and avoiding that conflict within you, and how you're trying to deny the realizations of what you came to, what's happening, and that's causing, all of this is causing a lack of faith in yourself. So this week, I think we're going to have to do some really deep work with ourselves. You know me, meditation is huge. I love meditation. And you need to face your own demons. You need to face what's going on inside of you and the conflicts that you're running into within yourself. I know that's hard, and I know it sucks. So this isn't probably the best news you're getting, but if you deal with these things, you'll be able to move forward. And, you know, life's all about moving forward and change. And I know change is really hard for a lot of us. Definitely for me. I'm horrible with change. But I'm trying. And I think that's where a lot of this comes from, is, you know, trying to move forward. And right now, the shift in society and people in general is huge. So, if you need help, reach out. So, after our tarot reading, I know a lot of us probably need some inspiration and probably a little bit of hope that this week's gonna get better. Like I said, if you face those inner demons, if you face the conflict within yourself, and rather than, you know, run away, avoid it through whatever, excessive exercise, alcohol, drugs, you know, whatever. Face what's going on within you, and things will pick up, I promise. They always tell me nothing is terrible forever. And it's true. Everything comes to an end. Had to do a I wasn't vibing with the energy. Look at all these pretty colors. Love these cards. They're gorgeous. Whoops. That's our card. This little girl is Artemis, and she's the focus card from the Oracle deck. And what she's asking you to do is to focus on one thing at a time, rather than multitasking like a lot of us do. To really hone in on what you need to do. And, you know, not avoid the conflicts. And to focus on yourself. Pull back into yourself and allow you to give yourself what you need. Such as if you need to deal with whatever conflict is going on around you, deal with it. Don't sit there and run from it. If you need to deal with a conflict within yourself, if you have questions or you don't know the direction in which you want to head, focus on that and solve those problems and then plan your next steps. Don't plan your steps first and then decide, oh, maybe that wasn't a great idea. Guilty. I tend to jump into things without thinking about them quite often. So, hone in on her energy. Focus. Honing, focus. You like those buzzwords? And keep that in mind for the week to come. If things get overwhelming, one thing at a time. Everything will get done in its own time when it's ready. So, you can always find me on the Sailing Seawitch at Instagram. Periods between the Sailing and Seawitch. I'll put it here. And if you're watching this on Instagram, you already know where to find me. Just DM me. You can email me at lunarrisingsoul, no spaces, no extra, anything, at gmail.com. I'm more than happy to set up a private personal reading, and we can do it via video chat. We can do it over the phone. I can do the reading for you and then email it to you. So don't be afraid to reach out. And if you have any questions about the readings or the island packet or sailing, I'm always here for that too. So until next week, this is the Sailing Seawitch saying see you later.